I must fly fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of the heavens day. Day 6, animals and humans. Animals and humans. Remember, they said animals and humans. Let the earth bring forth. So when you're into fourth, you're into time heaven. I began just with a script off of the days of creation. It's not in order. But I had put it on the gematria. Let me get this link here. Copy. And here's a link. You can put words in here. But I'd like to revamp this. If you can find the person who owns this, I'd like to revamp this to be able to help me in what I'm doing. What am I doing? I have but no choice to do what I am doing. I have but no choice to research things of children. I have but no choice. We are the children of the Creator. Darwin's theory, I had mentioned, and it had come up in a previous notation. I already made that post somewhere today. I'm not sure where it is. I may have deleted it. Wow. Where is that post? I think it's in my Art Mr. Tack Pans. I will try and find it, but I don't want to get lost from where I am right now. Where did it go? Moving creatures that hatch life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven day. Day 6, animals and humans. And God said, let thy earth bring forth thy living creatures after his kind. Now, every single word and every single letter says something. And when they're together, they create a story. Now, I don't have all the stories. I can only show you the door. The door in which opens what I see from what we have before us, a bunch of dice cubes and a calculator and a keyboard positioning and telling me where this number pad is. And where this number pad is, that this is pretty standard. And everything I use, there is a person with a certificate. They use dice in professional games. They use keyboards all over the world. And every single computer, wherever you go, there's a keyboard to program something. I use what they have given to us. They have given to everybody. I have given it to you. I'm not hiding it on you. If I am the creator, it's going to be in your face. And I even told you, it's a skeleton without form. You must create form from within. If I gave you the secret of life, then how can you proceed and build the cities and farrow the land in the first times of Egypt when the Nairobian or African king came in and offered all his precious jewels to Seti, or was it the Pharaoh? Just let my people go. But all the precious jewels weren't good enough, and they sent them away. All the colors were sent away. The rainbow was sent away. And every time I look at a rainbow, I'm not sure if I'm inside something, or somebody is sad, because the rainbow is this way. And at the bottom of the rainbow, it's purple. Purple is a continent of red and blue mixed up, creating purple. Purple is the color of 88, the same numeric value as the constellation of Pegasus. But we do know that purple created from red and blue, where red is also noted to be hot and blue is noted to be cold. When we mix the two together, they become warm. Warm is numeric value 55. Hot and cold come together, numeric value 77, which is the matter, which is the Christ, which is the creation of the sixth light. A, B, C is a standard motion. A, B, C. D is what turns everything on to finalize the cycle. It closes the cycle. D. D is almost like, how can I say it? It's almost like A. Can I say it that way? I have to figure out the distance between 1 and 6, how we can bring them together other than 2.5 plus 1, 6 minus 2.5. There's a different calculation in there. And I'm mentioning that because the 1 is the opposite of the 6, in which the center of these two is 3.5. Anyways, you know what? On the sixth day, they brought animals. Anyways, the word "and" in between humans and in between God is another way of saying DNA, or 514. 1 and 4 is birth inside the sun, the DNA birth inside the sun. So it says animals and humans. So animals, DNA, and humans, DNA, because that's what it says. It says right here. Can I focus on this? Let me see if I can get a little bit more of that focus. So it says animals and humans and DNA. Humans, DNA. Reading backwards, reading frontwards, you're reading backwards, I'm reading frontwards, I don't care. Okay? But it says DNA. It says day 6, animals DNA and humans DNA. God said. So now we have to understand the word said. And inside the word said, there's many, many, many ways to look at it. First of all, the first letter is what is the next two letters. I wish I can give you this. Hold on a second. Where can I get this? Because I mean, I don't know how you see this. Restore the default. Let me see if I restore the default. Hold on a second. Let me fix the light. Maybe if I fix this light. Is that a little bit better? Yay. Yeah. Okay. So you can see that animals, look. What does the word "and" mean? Where am I? Here. DNA, okay, and humans, DNA. This can be interpreted another way. It's 764. What is in between 4 and 7? 4 and 7. What is this formation? This formation, this is one of the formations, okay? It is here and here and here. What's that number? 764. Here's number 7. Here's number 6. And here's number 4. Which means that I have connected 3, 5, and 7, okay, using 4 and 6. So can I say I use an 8 to connect 88? 3, 5, and 7, and the letters are U, N, G, can also be seen as G, E, L if you want to. Well, it is the family, okay? It is the family of G, P, Y. And this is the family of your GPS. This is your GPS in reality. Okay. And for the N family, it's basically your new, I guess, GPY, if you want to look at it that way. And then the first one where the U is, it'll be CLU. So you have a clue to what's new. And you can find this all by just knowing it's 333, 555, and this is 777. This is male, in which will become female. The first 7 is male. The 2 sevens coming together makes it female and becomes the DNA in the sun. These 2 sevens over here. When these 2 sevens come together, the word matter is ignited, matter 77, and Christ, which is also 77. And please note that the R and the 121, inscribed inside the artwork of the letter is a 12. R is 12. What is the 18th letter in the alphabet is noted as number 12. So somehow 12 and 6 came together. Could have something to do with the moon. So here, this one will turn into 1, and these 2 come together, it becomes 1. These 2 comes together, it becomes 5. The next one comes together, it becomes 6. The other one becomes 3. That's your creation. Bum, 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 bum. That's what that's your quarter creation, number 36 or 63, which comes from 7 times 7, 7 plus 7 equaling to 49, equals to 14, equals to 63. So I get the same final result. I just did 5, 5, 5. 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 15. 1 plus 5 equals to 6. 7 plus 7 plus 7 is 21. 2 and 1 equals to 3. 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals to 9. You have 369. The entire numeric system is all based on either 1/3, 1/4, 1/3, 1/2, okay, 2/3, okay, 3/4, okay, and then you get to what is 1/2. And that's basically it. I mean, if you're going to go to, I don't know, 0.66, 0.83, I think it was, what is it, 666 and 666 is, I don't know, 338. It's just because of one of these calculated numbers. It all belongs to one of these sections. And one of the sections can either be basketball, it could be baseball, it could be hockey, it could be football. And all because of the time of the game, okay, and the number of innings or quarters and intermission is all going to be related to the zodiac. I'm not showing you how it relates now. I'm just telling you that the rotation inside the zodiac is following games. I just want to tell you, for instance, baseball is 9 innings. Overtime is when you get to the 10th. And the only way to get to the 10th is dimanche, and it's overtime, and that's Sunday, the 7th day of rest. It was overtime. And we're still in that 7th day of rest. They say it's 6,000 years, but it's 6,000 and 1,000. It's 7,000 years. It's not 6,000 years. 1,000 years before time. The same 1,000 years they said that. Anyways, I don't want to get into that part. I just want to get this done, okay? I was just talking about over here the way on the 6th day they created animals' DNA, humans' DNA, and God said the S is the 19th letter, which will create 1 and 9, which is creating A and I, equals to 10, which is J, created by D. You see, when you go A, B, C, D, it equals to a total of 10. So by adding on D, you create 10, which is J. So that's 410. So now you've gone on to the other side of E. You're on the other side of E because the actual thing about this dice, there are only 5 on one side. All about Mars construction. There's 5 on one side. You can't count the other side, it's down. You go into the building and out through the roof. We're not talking about the basement, we're talking about the up and up. Don't count the down. This is a cube, but we see this is 5 sides. When you build a building, there are 5 sides. I don't care which side it is. You want call one the roof, call the other one around the building. The roof is known where the pole goes, where the flagpole goes. So now we're going to have to write down the word flagpole. So I'm just trying to figure out where I was right now with the 2 cubes. Oh boy. I think I was with 10. Yes, so actually when we're going to 10, 4, right, we're going to get here, we got 10, right? And obviously we got 13. Well, let's get another one. So now we got 13. 13, 31. 11 times 11 times 11. So does that mean we're playing with 3 cubes, 4 cubes, 9 cubes? We can be using Rubik's cubes. We got a lot of equations, so I'm trying to keep it short. I'm just going over the smallest little things. Earth is number 52. The is number 33. It's a word in rotation. 8 and 5 is going to be 1 and 4 in rotation. AD, 1 and 4. Mercury and Mars in rotation of Mercury in Mars. Mercury in Mars, 1 and 4. And the thing about that is here's Mars, okay? This is what the size of Mars should be. There, and let me see if I got that right. There's the clock of Mars, and Earth is, I could be completely wrong. I've done this before many times. I keep saying the same thing. And the reason for that, in this world, here is the 45-degree angle. This is the fox. This is the sun. This is the DNA. This is the basic. I got to remember why it's the DNA first. DNA 514, Montreal. DNA, Fox, Sun. Just give me a second. I'm thinking. DNA. This is 9 areas. It is 1 area inside of 8 areas. 1 inside of 8 is also a representation, okay, of what is here as the 1 dot with 8 areas over here that are going around. So going around, when you add up all the way around, it will equal to 40 plus the center value dot in the center value of 5. That 4, 5, okay, comes into the 4, 5, which is the value for the word fox. It could be 5, 4 if we want to put it to the other side. Instead of 9 times 6, it's 9 times 5. 9 times 6, 9 times 5, 9 times 4. You remember that basic creation we were talking is 36, the next level, and the next level. And remember, 36 is only 1/4 of creation. You have to do that 4 times 36 to create 144. What about 1,440 minutes in the day to create that simple cycle of 4 times? So the reason for the DNA that comes back to this is because in order to create this numeric value 45, okay, you have to go 1 times 4, 1 plus 4. You have to work the star system as we were taught in school, addition and multiplication. So I think I just want to jump over this and go into the zodiac. I promised to do this, so I'm just going to jump right into it. We can talk about this later. Okay, the first part of the zodiac is wrong or right. What I want to start about is there's something that really, really is cool to me, and it's over here. This is the GE Mini. I want to know where the GE Maxi is. Did I get that right? Let me check that out. I have a tendency to make lots of errors. GE Mini. Yeah, we got May 21st to June 20th. Now I can probably sit on this forever if I had to go through this whole thing. There's a lot of work in this, time and tons of time. So I'm just going to keep it short, and maybe we'll dwell into it. But this is Gemini. That's the month of May, right? Am I correct? That's the month of May. 3 letters, 81 for Venus. 13, 14, 25, 26, 13, and 01, and 25, 417. 417, very important numbers. These are the numbers we run with our cycles towards a gateway. It's number 4 that will connect what is 5 and 3. Maybe not in this situation that you don't know, but that number 4 is right over here. You show me mathematically the next number that goes here. Who lands in the pond? 3 something 5, 2 something 6. The difference between here and here is 4. The middle is 2. Add 2 or minus 2. Between here and here is add 1 or minus 1. The number is 4. In the gematria, the 4 is over here. The 4 is going to connect your 5, okay, and it will connect your 3. Your 4 is connecting your 5 and 3. A, B, E. It's connecting Abe. But there's a D with it. And it can be exchanged for other letters, maybe in the D family or in the inverted family of D. The inverted family of D is C. And the inverted family of C in the full world, okay, is G, because this creates a 10. This creates a 7. This creates, here's your 7. Your 10 is 1 plus 0 is 1. The valuation of that is 5 times 2, 5 plus 2, okay, which equals to 10, which equals to 0717. This is the numeric value for either Earth. And I think these are just basic words I keep coming back to. It could be the heart. And it also has its calculation to where you have the 52 weeks. You have the 4 suits in 52 cards. And in the 52 cards, there are 13 cards in a suit. And when you add up 1 to 13, it equals to 91. The average of that is 7 times 13, equaling to 91. In which, what is 91 times 4 suits is 364. And since it's the average of 7, okay, so we go 7 by 7 by 7, 7 plus 7 plus 7. And we have a total, okay, this calculation here equals to 343 and 21. These 6 sevens over here. This 777 is 343, and this is 21. This is the cube. This is the E world. This here, okay, is number 19, and number 19 on this side, and 19 on this side. There's the numeric value that creates all of this, and it's created by the word or the letters of MAN valued at 28, but apparently the only time you can become this word is when you're 13, and 13 by 28 equals to the 13 cycles of the moons that passes beginning on what is Pluto comes first. 364, 36 creation, and 4 Mars, if you want to look at it this way. I just want to back up to something. The Zodiac. I don't know. Leah Wars. Old Warzeks. This is the Zodiac backwards. And inside the Zodiac, right, inside the Zodiac, I just want to just change something in the Zodiac and just put, we're going to make it smaller. I don't have enough room. Zo 500. Zo 500. And, sorry, 5001. And then it goes A, C. Let me get this better. Oh, I got this stupid hair here. It's bothering me. Let me do this better. Z O 5 O O 1 A C. 0500 5001 Z05. I'm just trying to understand. Or is this 20, or is this 205,001 AC? What is this actually saying? And the reason I changed it is because the D is a Roman numeral 500. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to change this whole thing one more time because the C is now 100. So now I'm just going to make this even smaller. Z05001 A100. So that's really what I see as the Zodiac now. And maybe you want to use the Z as a number 2. So what would we use A for? A100. Is that 1010? Is the 500 free parking? 20566. I'm just trying to. 52 is Earth, by the way. 51 is Mars. 52 is Earth, 51 is Mars. Anyways, that's just, I'm just trying to just zone in on that Zodiac piece. And just to go over the constellations, I'm brushing up on this. I'm brand new to what I'm doing now. Okay, I have to look for the obvious things I can do and things I can't do. Like there's a stop sign here if you want to really see it. And I have to create this while I box it in, and I extended points D, D, D. And over here, D is inside the house, underneath the ground. What do I mean by this? I actually really only drew the stop sign. But then I asked myself, if I have a dividing line over here, then I will be able to create a point in this size. Only because of this block in the center, I knew that. See the fine line in the block? I knew I was able. So all I did was continue on to finish off. So there's only 3 corners over here. 3 on the outside, and then there's 1 on the inside of what you call the down block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. When you have 6, 1 is down, you will see 5. So what you will see when you see a cube, you will see, let's say 1, then around here, there'll be 14. And this will equal to a total of 14 plus 1 equals to 15. And then you go plus 6. And if the 2 was over here, you'd have 2 and 14. And that would be 14 and 2 equals to 16. Okay. And the 5 would be at the bottom. And then this one over here would be the 3 and 14. 14 and 3 equals to 17. And that means the 4 will be at the bottom. And then we're going to go on to what is the 4 and 14. And the 3 is at the bottom. And then we're going to go on to the next cube. And we're going to have the number 5 in the center, 5 and 14. This is where we are right now, Montreal, Quebec. Let's see what it means. It means 15 and, sorry, what did I get there? 14 and 4 here. It was going to be 5 and 14 equals to 19 plus 2 at the bottom. Okay, and then the next one is going to be number 6 and 14. Okay, and that will be 6 and 14 equals to 20 and 1 at the bottom. Okay, so now what happens when I go back to look over to the scalene? Let me see where the scalene is. Okay, we'll use this as the scalene. I don't really like this scaling, but what happens? And there's many questions we can ask. Is this where it's supposed to be used? Why didn't I make one this size? Why didn't I turn it on this angle? Well, you know what I'm saying? Why didn't I put it this way, like that? So I still have a lot of work to do, but I'm working with now with different sizes encompassing both cubes that encompass this cube, and what size 1, 2, 3, 4 by 4 is the way to create the 2 by 2, 2 by 2, 2 by 2 connector, 2, 2, 2 times 8, 1776. Big deal. Okay, so in between is where we connect the number over here. So where are all these numbers? Well, number 1, we find this one in darts. We also find it on the pool table because it'll be a green ball. It'll also be noted as 6 and 5 and 6 and 4. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4. It is the DNA. It is the T line of some sort. It is the T line. It is 20. We have to understand that it is the ring and it is the pole. And the reason for the ring and the pole is because of the cycles of Pluto. Okay, I'm not sure if the cycles switch, but here's the cycles of Pluto. We have to go over this to understand the zodiac, in which you can start the cube off on either 7 or 14. And what I mean by 7 or 14 is that around the cube is going to count the 14. But up and down of the cube is going to count to 7, but in actuality, it's actually, you can say, when you go through the cube all the way, it's actually, you must add, I'd like to say to add 3.5. So 1 and 6, let's say the 1 was up, the 6 is down, equals to 7 plus 3.5. That is 105. Going through the heart of the cube equals to 105. If we want to meet in the center of the cube, you're meeting at 3.5 times 4. What is to go around? Difference of the diameter. Or times 6. Times 6 is 21. The dots in the cube times 4 equals to 14, which is the ring of the cube. And times 2 equals to 7, which is the pole. And you look at it, and it says this. In the sun of the first birth of the gateway. The DNA is inside the N, which is a creation inside the sun, which you can also find in Union Jack, in the word moon, and it comes with the word man, because the opposite letter in the basic alphabet is M. M is 13, the 13th letter. It is the first teen. Can we almost say it's equivalent to what creation is? And it is recreated in numbers by 11, 11, 11 at 13:31. If this was the time of the day, this would be 7:20, 7:80, and 31. 781, 791, 801, it would be 811. I don't know what that means, 811, if this was by time. Otherwise, if I bring it into basic time to a single digit, I can also go to 44 and go STE. The E world, the female world, the male world is ST. When you finish first, the female word is STE. STE is number 44. ST is 39. The angels, and it is 1/3. Sorry, it is 3 parts of the 4 suits, or it is 1/3 of the 3 suits, because maybe 1 suit was added when we came into the game. Are we working this world on ice, or are we working it in quarters and 3/4? We're working it this way off the moon. This also has a relevant value of 75 because 3/4 in percentages equals 75. If you divide it one way or the other, which way can we divide this? What's the answer to that division? What's it going to tell us? What's the story it's going to tell us? 4 divided by 3, 133. Okay. 3 divided by 4 equals 0.75. Isn't that perfect, eh? 0.75 into the moon. 0.333, the pig's pregnancy. The pig telling me about 2 moons because of the kind of nose it has. It shows me the D shape in its nose. It's telling me about Mars. And from the fetus that you are born to the phobos of one of their moons, and the Demas that places the cube inside our moon brings on the birth from who we are. And that is because of what they call the names in Mars. So let me continue on to explain this. Here is the cube. Around the cube is 14, as we just spoke. Where did I write that down? Didn't I write that down somewhere? Where did I write down those values? Please don't tell me I let go of the page. I'm going to get a drink. And I think I'm going to finish. I'm going to talk about, continue on with the Zodiac and tell you what I want to talk about today with that. I think I've been stretching it out for those who had just showed up specifically for that. I'm not sure what I can actually show you. I'm running a little on this. When I saw this many, many years ago, it reminded me of Grover Cleveland. So if you look at 4114, it's DK, DKD, which is 1 and 1. 1 and 1 is that creation, a separation of the, how can I explain this? 11K, 4K, how can I explain this? 44, area space, 11. What is 11? 9 and 2 is the birth of 11. 8 and 3. 8 and 3, the cube. The cube, 8 and 3, is right over here. Here is 8 and 3. 8 void and 3 void equaling to 1 and 6. It's encoded. Every way to make 11. 9 and 2, 8 and 3, 7 and 4, energy. 6 and 5, creation of day. And it was a standard. I'm just trying to take, oh yes. That's what it was. And remember, this is male. This is male. this is female in a way, and this is this. It's funny because 7 plus 7 equals to 14. 1 plus 4 equals to 5. But in order to equal to 5 the other way is 1, which is 11, or 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 1 equals to 2 times 1 equals to 3, and 2 equals to a total of E5 and E5. So is there a, did I turn it into a female, or is there another male? Is there a female and a male E because of the two ways I got there? Here it was created from the star system, the divided worlds. This was only created through the addition, or the 4 worlds. So in this one, can it be the 4 worlds of man? And the reason for that is because what happens is that to become a man, you need number 13. And when you become the man, your value is 28. They total the cycle of 364, or the 13 moons of the cycle of Earth, of the 4-part cycles. Or is it the 3-part cycles? The reason for the 3 and 4-part cycles is a 6 and an 8. Double the value, dividing of the 7th gate. The 3-part values to where 3 times 120, or 4 times 90, equaling to 360 on both equations. And then again, multiplying it by 4 to equate to the end cycle of what is 1 day of 1440 minutes. I need to get something to drink. I'm not really sure where I'm going to go next. I'm going to try and finish off with the Zodiac. Give me a couple of minutes. I'm really, really thirsty. Actually, you know what? Can we take a 3-minute break? It's 42 minutes in. No commercial breaks here. The big R is up for, yes, Risa. Rise up. Where are we? Yes, rise up. Rise up. Big R for the big rising up of the sun. Just give me a second. I'm going to put something in the background. Let me see what it is. First, I'm going to show you this one. This is off of the Gematria 7. You see the 2 people are what looks like 2 elements leaning back, and we're plugged in. Here's Jack plugged in on different levels. Here's pieces. Hold on. This is the 369 of Tesla. Other ways to look at it. The reality of it is like 2 different stretched out sides of distortion, you know, creating the energy. There's this over here, which has a little bit to do with connecting number 13 and connecting number 7. And that is how the Mayan cycles, so something to do with their cycle works. But I'm quite sure if I look at that enough, I'm 100% sure I'm going to find something, because I know I found something right here. And it also comes off the calculator, and it creates a piece of artwork that, lo and behold, I have right here in front of me. Right in front of me. So I'm going to show you this piece, and then I am going to get my drink. And just give me a piece for a second. And it's right here. This is because of the Mayan calendar. And based on this calculator, when I connect, when I want to create 13, I got 7 and 6 creating 13. When I want to create 7, I got 4 and 3 creating 7. So I went on each side of the box, okay? And then I went on each side of the box and I drew a line. And after I connected the 1 and 6, 7, and the 4 and 9, 13, I went down and got the next one. If you notice, this is a floater. The reason this one's a floater, okay, and there's another floater down here, and this has to be tenfold. And the reason it's a floater is because the number 1, okay, at number 10, it turns black. Number 1 becomes negative and positive all the way down, continuous exchange. So you're going to have floaters in between, maybe a mirror, I'm not sure, whatever it might be. So yeah, and this is 13 and 7, the way the Mayans strike their cycle. The reason I have this is because it's a single area space. So there is no standing point. You must reach the corners to finish it. So it creates this absolute Star of David for no reason at all. If you now go ahead and find the edges, I'd have to find my edges here. And to find the edges, we'd have to finish it off this way. And now that we've finished it that way, we still don't have an edge. The only edge we would have would be from here to here to here. I'm just trying to see how I got through here. And then this would go to here, and then this would go to here to here. I'm just trying to see. I'm just trying to see the obligation because of the obligation. And it's obligated to be done that way. You see the way it looks like it's folding sides? Because on square paper, okay, I use the single area, or I use 3 areas. I use 1 area, 3 areas, or 5 areas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when you use that number of areas, what is going to happen is you're going to have a center area that is going to obligate you that you can't go stop anywhere in the center area. You must stop on an area. You must stop on a number 8. You stop at a number 8, that's an obligation. It's 8 and 35 in this area. If you were this big, you have areas here, and these areas here are number 17. So you can have 17 and 8. I'm not sure if I can get a 35 in there if I don't have a 17. But once I have all of these, right, I now have an area space to put my jeton to connect to my 8, 8, 8, 8. These are actually 17, 17, 17, 17. Mars, house, planet in the cycle of Pluto. So I'm going to get something to drink. I'm going to finish the cycle of Pluto. I'm going to explain this, and I'm going to get on to the piece on the Zodiac. So I'm going to put up here something maybe to do with, not sure what you want. No one's saying anything. So I'm going to give you a couple of Tesla pieces. Let me see which piece. Maybe you want to study this. No, that's not the right one. Maybe this one over here. Just trying to see if there's another one. Yeah, this one's the best one. Except for, yeah, they're all basically the same thing. They're all just different ways to connect 36 numbers. And those stop signs, by the way, those octagons, they often create rings. All rings for me. I mean, how many sides on that ring? One, no equal sides. But for me, a ring is a ring, and a ring around the cube equals to 14. So, and that 14 is, which way do you want to do it? Because there's another way to create that number again. Let me try to figure that one out right. Right, 6 times 5, 6 plus 5 equals to 30, equals to 11, equals to 41. Right, there is a star, there is another E. Yes, there is another E. I found the other E. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Give me 3 minutes. You're on a 2-minute break. 2-3 minutes. Just another minute. Okay. Okay. Just want to see if anybody's on Facebook here. I can't see what's on Facebook. So if somebody says something on Facebook, I will not know because I can't find it. And I'm looking. Just give me a second. Featured. Here's something. Copy. I'm going to try and put this up here, paste. And hold on a second. Let me see if I can just give me a second. I lost my camera. No. Good night. Okay. Let me take the banner off. What is it? The banner, the brand. Let me take that off. We're going to finish with Pluto. What happens with Pluto? We have to understand what happens with the ring and what happens with the pole. 6 and 1 is the pole. 2 and 5 is the pole. 4 and 3 is the pole. So remember, 1 and 6, 2 and 5, 3 and 4. There are 3. Remember. So in order to run it, we have to know that we have to run the cycles. So we have to run the 3 moons for the 3-part cycle. And then we have to run 6 moons to flip that over. And then we'd have to do that 12 moons because we have 2 cubes. And now we start with 1-part cube into the next one. Rotation. 7 is a pole. 7 is a pole. The value of the pole is 31, 41, 31, 41, 42, 43 is 48. Same value as Pluto. The value of the ring is 27 and 21. 21 is the value of the cube. 48 is the value of Pluto. The total value equals to 48. 18 and 9 is 27, and 14 is 41, and 7 equals to 48. Pole, 16 and 15 is 31, and 12 for the letter L is 43, and 5 for the letter E is 48. If you want to buy into the market or you want to sell, the word buy will be a Venus word. The word, and Venus Earth, excuse me. And the word sell will be a Mars word. Only a Mars word. 4 letters. This will be a 4-4. This will be a 3-4. 3 inverted 4. Sell to me is the gateway. 3 equals to 81, while 4 equals to 4 times 27. It's 108. 108, but I like to look at it as 81 and 27 equaling to 18. I don't want to pass 100, so the minute I get towards 100, the last cycle, I'll add to a single digit. So Pluto is the same numeric value, 7 and 14 and 7. After you get 7 and 14, it's 21. The total dots on this cube are done. 21. So now we start the next cube. If we don't want to miss the 28-day cycle of the moon, we're going to start the next cube with 7. I'm not talking about which 7. I'm not getting that technical yet. Then we're going to run 14, and I'm not talking which 14. In fact, what you see is not the reality anyways, because the only true 7 is 6 and 1. When the dice cube is sitting this way, okay, and we count the reflection side, which means 4 reflective 3, the dots that it covers and the extra dot spaces it creates will only be a total of 5. So the real value turning around this cube will not be 14 anymore, but will be 20. But when the 6 is on its side, okay, it will be 24.
When it's like this, it'll be 20. But when the 6 turns on its side, it will always be 24. 24 and 20, 44, area space. The reason for that is 6 dots, and the other dot is dead center. 5 and 7, 12 and 13 is what creates it. 12, 1 and 2, 3, 13, 1 and 3, 4, DC. I want to go back to my Facebook for a second and see something. Which one? The Rachel Maddow? Rachel Maddow. I have to go look for that. Copy. I tried to Rachel Maddow. Video post. Where did you find it, Rachel Maddow? I have to look for it. Is it off of YouTube? I have to go on to my... Okay, I'm on my channel. Well, Rachel Maddow, I'm not sure which one that is from where. I'm not sure part of what. Hold on. Now I lost my. Just give me a second. Okay, Lee, I don't know if you're watching me now. But I don't know, video post, which one was that? Anyways, okay, I got to get back to my video. So now I lost my video altogether. Ho, ho, ho. Okay. So anyways, let me finish off what's going on here. Every 21 is going to create a cube. So 21, 1 cube done. Here's another total 21, 2 cubes, 3 cubes, 4 cubes. When the 4th cube is done, 3 moons exactly will be completed with no extras. We have used up the complete cube, ending the 3rd moon. See, in the first one cube, the cycle of 28 was not completed. It completed on the pole of the 2nd cube. But there's a leftover of 14, and we can't end in the middle of a cube. So we go on to the next cube. So this is the 2nd cube. We're on to the next cube. And we start with 14, so we hit the second moon cycle exactly at 56. So we end with a 5, we start with a 5. We start with a 7, we go to a 5, we go to a 7, we go to a 5. We go to a 5, we go to a 7, 57, 75. Jesus Christ on the moon, man on the moon, age of 13. The Hebrews follow the calendars. They call it Jupiter. Divide up the earth in 3. Jupiter. Divide up the earth in 3. Farrow the land and build the cities. Divide up the earth in 3. So this is the moon cycle of Jupiter, which runs this cycle. You can also, as you notice, on the 4th cube, when we get to here, that is the 4th cube. Remember that a cube has 21 dots times 4. So it took 4 cubes to create 3 moon cycles. It took 4 cubes. So when that happens, I'm trying to stop my cat from jumping on the table here. $364, eh? So when that happens, you have 4 cubes. You have 84 dots, and you have Pluto. But you only completed 3 moons. You need a total of 13 moons to complete the year. So you got to multiply this by 4 and 1/3. 0.333. And to do that, you must run the cycles of 1, 4, and 7. This is a cycle we run. Whether it's 1, whether it's 10, it doesn't matter. Because if it's 10, it's all combination cycles. 10 equals 2, 2 and 8. 1 and 9, 3 and 7, 4 and 6. Okay, so the division, everything is going to be a division of 3. Everything is a division of 3. The minute you go to the 4th division, you've gone on to the other side. The first side is 3. It's standard. It's noted in the Olympics. We all know that 4th is runner-up. It's on the other side. This is your standard. I don't know if we're counting up or counting down. Okay, but this is going to be 0.333, 0.1333, and this will be 2.333. And can't you just stay there, please? Just stay there. Please, please. Okay, do what you want. Okay, so this is the cycle. And the reason I also run this cycle is that what I do is that 7 months out of the year are 31 days. Let's call them the days of man. 4 months are 30 days. Let's call that the female, and let's call that the moon cycle. It's the spirit in the moon cycle. And the reason for the spirit in the moon cycle, if I can remember exactly, is because when we come up with number 1, okay, number 1 represents the center core, represents the 5 area. It also represents the 8 heaven, because when you're talking about the 1 core, there's 8 going around it. Even if I'm talking about number 4, it's the equation, the end equation, what I get. How do I create number 4? In A, B, C, okay, it is C and A, and B will create what is D and D. I'm not sure which way we're going to use this equation, but this is a standard base equation of A, B, C. Noted that first, second, and third. I just put A in between because that's what it is. It's, you know, when you go into sports, it's A ball, A ball, triple A, double A. You never hear of E ball, right? You ever hear of E ball? Today it's E ball, but it's all digital when it's E ball, right? E ball is digital. Okay. So where were we in this whole thing? Christ mattered. I'm all over the place, eh? So yes, we were calculating the number of moons. So you need 4 moons and 1 moon. So that means you're going to need 16 cubes to finish off 12. I don't want to work in thirds, but if I did have to work in third, it's because of the spirit. 3, 3, 3. 3 by 3 is 9. The birth by 3 is 27. And that is the beta gate. That is the beta gate. The cube for number here, this is 2 and 7. There's a total of 16, sweet 16, when this is up, because 5 is down. So we have our 12 moons, we have 16 cubes. Now, I want to know when I'm going to get to the end of the year and find that 13th moon. How far do I have to go? You see, it's going to take me, let me get a new page before I jump onto the Zodiac, and I'm really thirsty for another break. It's only been 18 minutes, so we have 3 moons, okay, cover 4 cubes. We have 12 moons, okay, which cover 16 cubes. We have 24 moons that use 32 cubes. We have 24 moons. I'm just trying to think. We have 36 moons and 64 cubes. We have 36. I'm just trying to think. 36. We have 48 moons and 128 cubes. We have 60 moons. You'll see where I'm going with this at the end. And we have, hold on a second. This is wrong. I made a mistake. This is 4 by 4. Now we only added on 16. We went up 12, so we add on 16. There's a mistake. $48, 64, 80 cubes. So we're supposed to have 13, 26, 39, 52, 65, 78, 91. These are moons. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. 1, 2, 3. Hold on a second. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5 years. 60. Then we got, or actually 5 sessions. They're not working in years here, working in cycles. Then we have 72 moons and 96 cubes. So this works out to a halfway. 6 moons missing over here. 5 moons missing over here. 48, 4 moons missing over here. 3 moons missing over here. 2 moons missing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 moons missing over here. G will be 84 moons and 112 cubes. And the H will be 96 moons and 128 cubes. And I will be 108 moons and 134 cubes. This is going to be 104. So when will these two meet? This will be 104, 8. Then it will be 117, 9, 130, 10. This is going to be I. J will be 120. K will be 132. L will be 144. M will be 156. 10, 11 will be 143. And 12 will be 156. And that's when they match up. And they match up on 12 and 13. Isn't that ironic? They match up on E5 and G7. They match up on GE. How about just saying Gemini? They match up on Gemini. They match up on the female and the male. They match up on the bat and on the bar. They match up where 156 would be how many cubes? 134, 150, 166, 182, 198 cubes. On the 156th, let me see, on the 156th moon is where they catch up. 156 moons will create 12 years. So they catch up in 12 years. 12 years it takes for the cube to catch the moon. The cycles of Pluto take 12 years. So let me see how we get this over here. See, the full cycle of Pluto is right over here with 84 moons, right? But the first cubic basic skull cycle is 3 moons. So this is 1 Pluto, and this is 4 Pluto. 4 cubes, this is 1 Pluto, and this is 4 Pluto, 4 times Pluto. And if we would be doubling this up and count the others to be in-betweens, we'd be going 16, 32, 64, 128. So what is the distance between here and here? 198, that's 70. I'm just trying to think, can we get 70? Is that possible to get 70? 16. See, this is wrong. 128. See, there's a mistake here. This is 144. This is 160. This is 176.
This is 188, and this is 200. That's way better to see it like that. Wow, that's 200, eh? No, that's wrong. 16. This is 192. Let me just correct some of these things. I'm getting a little tired, I guess. $176, 192, 208. Okay, 208 is equivalent to the cycle of the moon, right? And you can see 208 is the cycle of the moon. 208 is the cycle. 28 is the cycle of the moon. 6 and 5, 11, 12. 6 and 5, 11, 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 1 and 2 is 3. So that's when the moons meet between male and female. Anyways, I want to keep it short. I'm really sorry that either I take a 10-minute break. It's a late at night. I'm a little tired. So I just want to finish off with the basic of what I'm starting for what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a word scrambler for each one of these. I am going to tell you that the basic, my vision, is where you got mini, you got maxi, but you also got G and E, which is part of the moon inside of May. Inside of April, you have the 91st day. You have the spirit of man inside of April. Aries starts with A for Aries, T for Taurus, G for Gemini, C for Cancer, L for Leo, V for Virgo, L for Libra, S for Scorpio, S for Sagittarius, C for Capricorn, A for Aquarius, and P for Pisces. And when I look at this, I just see power, Capricorn, what it says inside the word. I'm just trying to look a little bit deeper. We're not going to get into that. And then I might do a little bit of what is M 1000, D 500, C 100, L 50, X 10, V 05, and I 01. Roman numerals for words. So May starts off with, instead of May, you have 1000 AY. So instead of Cancer, I would have 100A and 100E12. Because the R, for me, the R and the B are 12 and 13. The R is a 12 and the B is a 13. If I was a kid and I saw somebody draw me an R like that, I'd say 12. If somebody drew me a B like that, I'd say 13. This is made for the children. We are the children of God. We can't be so serious with certain things. We got to take it is what it is. So the values of ATG being the first letter, being the 20th letter, and being the 7th letter equals to a total of 28. The reverse total is 8153. The reason for the 8153, I'm not going to maybe do that. I don't want to get anybody mixed up. What it is when you have 3 letters, the reverse alphabet count, okay, if each letter is 27 times 3 equals to 81. Right now I did it this way. I didn't do classification this way, where everything gets split in half. When you see these passing lines, okay, remember, there is the center of this line, and the center of this line, and the center of this line will give you the opening of what is in between clear. And each one of these gets its value also. So in the straight life, it becomes 2 and 8, 10, 3 and 7, 10, 50 and 20, and 6 and 4, 10, and 1 and 9, 10, and there's only 1, 7, and that's Earth, and it's gateway. Right through the heart. I mean, it's showing you what everything is. The 4th level, like the 1st level. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. When you come to 4th, they are all the first of their kinds. And 1st comes back to set in as 10, 11, 12 when it becomes a TH and a TH and a TH. And this one remains a TH. And it remains a TH at
13th, 44, 28, 27, 28, 55, the freedom of the pass into the cycle of the moon. Aries, Leo. So when we add them all up, okay, when you add them all up, 1 plus 20 plus 7 plus 3 plus 12 plus 22 plus 12 plus 19 plus 19 plus 3 plus 1 plus 16, 17, 20, 19, 38, 48, 50, 72, 21, 28, 31, 41, 43, 3, 2, 5, 4, 11, 12, 13. Ace, Sun. The zodiac first letters say Ace, Sun. They're also talking about 60 and orange. Because when you play pool where the stripes and the solid, and there are 8 solid and 7 stripes to what is gate 17Q. Gate 17Q because it is number 17 that will create these two numbers over here. Before I missed something out, I was talking about a different way to create number 14, and I'm taking a break. Number 14, I'm talking about the E world, a different way to create the E worlds. And I have no questions over here. I'm going to put something up on the screen. I'm taking about, let's say, 3-4 minute break. Let you take a look at this. I'll tell you what it is. This is what pi is. There are 2-3 errors in here. That's why I didn't want to share it. And I haven't been working on it for a long time. It took me long enough to set it up. First of all, there's got to be multiple errors in here. Very small errors, but they're very large errors if I'm looking for a sequence. And what it is I put a 6, 3, or 9 in the wrong spot, and I might have to do the whole thing over again. It's pretty simple if I put it into a computer and told it to spit it out the way I want it. But I don't want to give away the secret right now because I have for years. And all you got to do is multiply pi by 3, and then it comes up with these answers right here. It's only when I transcribed it by my hand onto the paper that it didn't come out right. We can't put all the lines on top of each other. If you put all the lines on top of each other, all you're going to have is a lot of lines on top of each other making some sort of design. Here's where this is the basic roulette table. The roulette table. And if you take a look at the top, there's an X. If you go a little down, there's a connection to the left and then a Y. And then there's a connection again, okay, and then an X. And then it goes to the left, and then there's a Y. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros with the stop signs. These are all obligations. I didn't draw this because I wanted to draw it. I drew it because I had to draw it. It was an obligations. It is an exactitude of what is exactly the betting pattern. Every time you go to the roulette table, this is what you see. You just don't notice it. Let me get a drink. I will be taking till I think I think I'm going to take it, and I'm only going to come back here for 20 minutes after, maybe less. So I'm taking about a break till 1:30 on the thing, an hour 30 minutes, and I'm going to be back. Okay, let me see. How do I make this camera smaller? And let me take this off. So here we have the Great Pyramid slope angles match the angles necessary to perceive a rainbow. But if you want to go another step further, 42 is the division of the seventh gate according to the cube. 51 is noted to be Mars. 84 is the cycle of 3 moons, also noted to be, as we went over, to be to buy and to sell. And I'm just trying to look at the other 2 words that we just came up with. Right, the pole and the ring. The pole and the ring both equate at number 48 because it is the ring that goes around the pole. So it is 48 going around 48, which is 96 in rotation, as we've been speaking many times. And 48 creates 44, and 44 creates 24, which creates 14, which creates 54, which creates 29. So it becomes 8, 6, 5, 9, 2. The 84, let me take a look at something. 84 Fahrenheit. 84 Fahrenheit is 28 Celsius. But what if we had, let me have 84 Celsius. Let me get 84 Celsius is 183 Fahrenheit. So I don't want to use it there. Could be 84 degrees. I don't know, but let me get back to where the video is. Keep losing the video. Just give me a second. I lost my video. Here's the 12 Zodiac Signs. Okay, it's not that. Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay, so yeah, so it's Pluto, Mars, and the total of it is 135. And again, a numeric value for the sun. There's a 40 slope. There's a 42 slope. I'm not going to get into the entirety. 53 is Electric Company, also noted to be, I'm just trying to, 3 by 5 is 15 Mars, which is the gateway. 5 by 3, 15. It creates HO and number 23. So again, the gateway, because the H is 8 and the O is 15, 1 and 5, 6. Multiplying and multiplied or added, okay, that will either create the gateway to the electronic or the E world, what is noted. When there's a single digit, let me take this away. When there's a single digit, like let's say 8 and over here is 15, right, which is created by 35 or 53. 3 times 5, 3 plus 5, okay, and then this equals to 23, right? But that's a whole equation, just like in baseball. You have 4 balls and you have 3 strikes. What happens is the action pitch is at 3 and 2. Although there's a 7, the action takes place at 5. The result is 6. Either it's going to be the 4th ball or the 3rd strike. Look at that. 2 possible results with 1 outcome. So in this equation I was speaking over here, 1 plus 5 equals to 6. So you'd have 8, 6. And then 1 times 5 equals to 8, 5. So this is your split equation with 8, because 8 can't go anywhere. But this one could go somewhere. So it can be 14 and 48, which can be the sun and Pluto or the pole in the ring. And it'll be 8 plus 5 is 13. I don't know why I put these two together. Oh, right. Wait, was that 68? Oh, right. 40. Sorry, it's 40. 40. So in both equations, 6 and 2, 8, 5 and 3, 8, they both come back to different 8s. And in this 8, the reverse will be Mars, and the reverse will be the cat. 66 reverted to 88 on the cube. Here's the cube. So when you have the two cubes, here's your 51. Where are we? We're 51, so we're going to turn it over to 62. And then we have the 24, and then we're going to turn that over to what is 53. This is the dividing of the seventh gate, and this is the E world. What's in between here is both 6 and 7. So what both 6 and 7, that's right, both 6 and 7 are in here. So we're connecting the E world. 6 connects the E world, and the reason for that I'm going to move for a good coffee. And the reason for that, okay, here, let's use this book over here, is because 6 is what joins 5 and 7. As 4, see, it comes in pairs, okay, it comes in pairs. 1 and 3 come together, and 6 and 5 and 7 come together. They join. This pair is joined. When this pair comes in, it's joined as 1, 2, 3. Or let's say where 2 joins 1 and 3. And then the top pair, it's where 6 joins 5 and 7. And then what happens is where 6 join 5 and 7 and 2 join 1 and 3. Here, 3 and 5 are going to come together as the virtue of 4. Now we have to still understand how we come to the game of cribbage through this. And cribbage is noted as the single moon. Darts is noted as, I believe, Mars board, 210. See, the moon has a cycle, and the moon cycle is, the moon has its a diameter, and its moon diameter is this. And this is the cube, and the cube is found in 60 and 20. What I mean is 19, 20, and 21 is where the cube is going to come into place. And the reality of this design is this. This is the design, but just put a Y inside, and then it comes out to that. Just trying to see if you can see it closer. It looks a little blurry, eh? How come I was trying to focus on it? So let me see. So, here's your cubes. When you see this Y over here, okay, I went through number 20. You can go up or down. If you go up, it's number 17, Q. If you go down, it's number 20. It's under the QT. 20 and 17. 37, 20 and 17. Remember 37 and 20 and 17. Wow, I can't believe it. Just give me 1 second. Wow. Wow. Okay. 20 and 17. See, the thing about 20 and 17 Although it's 37, it's the first time I saw it as this. That's the cycle of the moon within this number to a single digit. This is where your gate is. All zeros can equal to what is 68. It is the light released within the heavens. It comes from what is these cubes have an area space that can create a possibility of 9 dots per side, but they're not used. So we call it the void. So in this one is 8 voided 1, using up all the area space, or the donut hole to what is 6. So the 8 is the donut hole for the one light of 6, to where there is no more than 7. All zeros, for instance, will only equal for myself 6, only because it ignites the light and I do not have to count the 1, because all 6 are already enlightened with 1. So should I call all zeros 7? I've been calling them 6. And if I call them 6, I have to call them 8. And I can call them 5 and 3 8. If I call it 4 and 2, the doorway 6. Or what I can say is 6 and 2 8, to what is 5 and 1 Mars, to what is the child of the E world. Yo come 11, 6 and 5 equaling to the day of creation, 1 and 1. There's 7 and 7, 14, where it's only the 4 worlds. 77 is noted to be the Christ, but when it comes into 14, it becomes the DNA, and 1 and 4 is 5, created by the star system female, alpha, beta, 1 and 2. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals to 2 equals to 3. But what happens is when 1 and 1 came together, it is 1 and 1, 11, that will create 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Now, in all our cycles of 12, how many cycles of 12 did we need in order to complete 1 year? Well, they have a, now this is it gets a little complicated, okay? But it took 12 years, okay, times 13 moons. Is that what it is? 36 and 120 equals 156. So in this equation, this 36 is the creation of the light, the 1 and 6. I like to call it the F world, which is the rotation of Mars and Gateway, 3, 3, 6, 5, 1, 6, 2, 4, 6. In reality, they are of 6, or we can just spell the word fox love. O and X, X and O, 39 are the angels of 6, and all 6s in rotation. This one over here will be the spirit passing through the moon, or 216. 9 times 24 equals to 216, but all you see is 120. When you add up 1 over 215, it equals to 120. The reason you don't see the 6 is because all zeros equal to 6, because of the validity of the area space that surrounds 1, in which it takes the heaven to bring in the life of what is 6. So there is no 8. And when you bring 2 of these, will create 8 corners, but when you bring them together, you're only left with 4 corners and 2 on the inside. So you no longer have what you thought you had. You no longer have 8. You now have 6, because they have come together. And then the gateway is over here, number 17, described in roulette. 17 Q plus 1 equals to R. That is your gateway, 17. Where does 17 come from? 9 and 8, 17. 5 and 2 as well create 17. 5 and 2 is a star system, 17, equaling to 10 and 7, equaling to 17. And the French exchanged the sound of these letters, J and G, the 10th and the 7th letter, in which the 10th letter, in fact, part of its this basic creation before the mirror takes place, is A plus B plus C equals 6. C plus D equals to 7. But C plus A plus B plus C equals to 10. So they made a gateway mirror. They no longer used A and B. Now they just use C and D. Because A and B is a product. C is a product of A and B. So they just put C and D, but A, B, C, D creates 10, and it gets reduced down to 7. And since it's really ABC creation, we really run on 6 and 1 to create 7. There is no 7. It's a 6 and 1 to create 7. And then we have 2 cubes to create our 10. Our 6 and 4, 10. To what is man? 3 and 1, 4. To what is 55? The pass. To what is 55? The pass. To what will flip over and will be 22 to ape life. So 6 and 5 also creates this, and this is created by number 23 or number 15 will create this. We spoke a little bit about the zodiac. We're going to speak about more of it another time. I'm not sure if I'm going to take another break. I'd rather take questions. I'm a little tired, an hour and 45 minutes. And right now I'm in a little bit in the mood for some, I don't know, hungry. Let me make my screen smaller. No questions. There hasn't been one question all night. Let me just check the channel directly if I can get onto Facebook. If I can find my channel. I did find my channel, but for some reason I seem to not be able to see if it's... Yeah, I can't find... Where can I find my video? Let me take a look on... Just give me a second here. Where's Facebook? View on Facebook. Okay. Okay, very good. Now I can see it. Yes. Okay, great. So nobody showed here, so that's okay. I don't mind. I'm just getting used to it. I'm not used to going live. Anyways, I just want to say thank you for watching this video. If you want to know where the Alphabet King actually is, we're still looking for them. I know somebody's using their name. Oh, somebody is here. I'm not sure from where. Yeah, so we're basically ending this video right now. I want to thank you for watching, and peace and love. And the truth always comes out a winner. You can't hide the truth forever. You have a question? Go ahead. David, I'm gonna listen to the question. Go ahead. All right, you're not talking, you're writing. Okay, forgot about that. This is the end for questions, and I'll try and do my best to see what I can answer. I'm not sure what my cat knows, but for me, I'm not sure if anybody saw the beginning of this video, but I do want to bring back what I started this video with. And I'm not sure how good my source is, but to me, okay, to me, this is what I, well, that's a lot of light, eh? That's a lot of light. See, when it said, hold on, that's terrible. I can't see. Okay, I'm a college student. Let me read it. Okay, I'm gonna just stop what I was doing.
Okay, that's a statement, right? Okay, yes, there's a hidden, for me, there's a hidden meaning in everything. And to everybody, some meanings are different, and certain meanings are understood different, and some meanings are, um, first of all, somebody has, I mean, I don't really know, I'm not a teacher, but um, I don't know where they would start. If people like jokes, you can bring it in as jokes. I mean, I would start with the cube. Okay, like for instance, this cube has 6 sides, but when it's lying flat down, one of the sides you will not see. Let me show it. I don't know if when you came into the video. So I mean, I'm just saying, how can you teach them? Did you see this piece here? I don't know. I'd start with the cube. So every side of the cube, okay, according to the calculator, the face is 9. This is the face. It's 9. So therefore, it's 1 and 8. So you ask somebody, hey, show me the 8 on the cube. And you just show them that. At the same time, you tell them that's number 5. And they say, why? Because the center dot is number 5, but it's the one dot. And there's 8 that go around. But when you look at the entire cube, they never use more than 7 area spaces. And 3 of these dots can turn all the way around, and you'll never know where they are. And the 3 dots are 5, 4, and 1. The DNA from the sun. See, I can turn 1 any way you wouldn't know. I can turn 4 any way you wouldn't know. And 5 any way you wouldn't know. 4 is one of the most important ones. It is 4 that will connect what is 1 and 5. If they can if they're looking for just understanding of squares, where is that? Here is a blue square. Connected the train to a next square, connected the train to the next square, connected the train to the next square. Call this 1, call this 3, call this 5, call this 7. Just like on each side of the street, what connects the first 2 trains? Number 2. The first train is 1, the second train is 3, the third train is 5, the last one is 7. The connector to the first 1 and 3 train is number 2. 2 connects 1 and 3. The connector to the 7th and the 5th, which is the moon, and the reason for the moon is because MOON equals to numeric value 57, in which 5 is created. Now, I'm probably getting off the subject right now, but 5 is created. Like you would say, hey, look, prime numbers, but they're not prime in the star system. In the star system, 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals 2, 2 equals to 3 equals to 5. As well, in the star system, number 15, which is the polarity of number 12, because in the alphabet, the L is the 12th letter and the O is the 15th letter. I cannot reverse it to 21 because then I'm going to get F6. 5 and 1 is 6, but it's a different 6. Here, it's going to be 1 times 5, 1 plus 5 is 6 and 5. 6 times 5, 6 plus 5 is 30 and 11, equaling to 41. 4 and 1 equals to 5. Why did I not continue? I didn't continue because a multiplication can be used in 1 square area, where an addition must use 4 full areas and divide them all, and knowing that because it will show 4 full areas and not divide any other than showing the separation. It'll also show that the connector is right over here, and that value connector has an 8-4 value. 4 boxes, but the payoff value, if you're gambling, is 8-1 over here. So it's telling me the heaven connects 4, HD. That's a basic value for how I do my work. This is gematria. See, I don't know what you're doing, what they're doing. What are you into that they would be able to connect to? Like I said, to go back to the dice cube.
or the pool table. I don't know where to go. I'm just throwing things around right now. Like here's the cube. I'm just around this cube. 6, 3, 5, 4, and 1 is 14. 14. Well, when it's sitting on its butt, 1 is down. That means there's going to be 14 around and 6 up. That'll be right here. 14 around, 6 up. This is going to remind me of the pool table and the dart table at the same time, because it's got 20 for the darts, but the separation of the green ball is right over here. In the sun of F light. What is F? F is what can be made. 3 and 3, 2 and 4, 1 and 5 is F. F-O-X, rotation. Why rotation? 3 times 3, 3 plus 3, equaling to 9 and equaling to 6. When you create what God said is creation, they gave us with no form, and we had to create form. So in creation, we created form. They gave us the skeleton of everything, and we have to build from ourselves. And then Adam and Eve, something to do with the ribs. Well, if we want to go on, we can continue on and keep adding the ribs. Adding the rib from Adam to Eve. And that is your 69 basic rotation. I'm just trying to see, there was something else in here. Something is missing. You want to go see your girlfriend and you tell her you love her. You tell her 88. And 88 is made up by 2 hearts, one over the other, from bicycle cards. And you put a couple of eyes in there and a couple of tails. You're on the pedestal. You're wearing the same hat. 88. 808 bicycle cards. But where are we? Where are we? We were talking about a meeting of the moons. The moons come in cycle with the cube. When 208 cubes are met, there will be 156 moons. There will be 12 years that go by, and we will inherit a bat. And when 12 years go by, we have 3 leaps. So remember, when we have 3 leaps with 12 years, the next one inverts the cycle. I guess that's why we met. When the next one inverts the cycle, the one that inverts the cycle will be the beginning of the next 12 years, because that's the true cycle of the cube. So if we want to know that we went 208 cubes, is that possible? 208 cubes? So that means we had to have 208 times 21 equals to 4368. 208 times 21 equals to 4368, which is actually double of itself. And then we have to have 208 times 33 equals to 6864. Okay, so now I have to go 208. I'm trying to figure out 208. 43, hold on, I'm trying to figure it out. 4368 divided by 364 equals to 12 years. Okay, times 365.25 equals to 4383. Okay, 4368. Wow, hold on a second. 365 times 365 times 12, 4380. It's almost the same thing. I'm trying to see how I get to that number. Anyways, irrelevant to the fact, we end up with 28. What is the cycle to the cube? DC gateway. through Pluto. See Pluto, the bookends are on Pluto. The gateway is in the center. 1, 2, 3, 2. I'm just trying to think. Why do we have the bat? Because it's a bat, MIT, Ziva, to go. It's a bat to go, the IT system to go. 12 is the female. It's a bat mitzvah. It's the IT system. It's 3 worlds of 10. 3 worlds of 10. Because when we're talking, when you have a word, okay, when you have a word, the M is 1000. The B is a 13. The 13 at. M is 13 at 1000. This can be used as the Roman numeral. This is the, if you want to use it, we can use it as a gateway, because in gematria, it is part of the gateway with G right over here. 1 over here and 1 over here. Also noted, if we can, just for the quickness of it. Boy, hold on a second. Yeah, we can use it over here. And in this design, this is, oh boy, if you can see where my mouse is, I don't know how small your screen is, but if you follow my mouse, it goes, the first 7th gate is right over here. Where you see these 2 black marks here, well, that's 66. The 7th gate is just above it. And then it goes all the way down and up again. So number 13 and 14 meet right over here. 13 and 14 meet right over here. And then up top, it meets over here again. When I drop down the center, okay, you can do it one of many ways. When you drop down the center, although you meet over here at 66, when I drop down, my first drop is where I come to the 7th gate and I drop down to number 9, counting up. And then I go to 11, and then I go to 13. 7 times 13 is the 91, for the 91 numbers that are in one suit in the deck of cards. And it's hard to explain so many things. It's been going on for over an hour now, or a couple hours, and I'm just getting lost where I should be, where I should be right now with what I should be talking about. There's just too many things. This is from Reboot. When you see things that are elongated, look at this as 2 buildings. Don't look at it as a diamond. Anything that is angled will be length of area space. This was taken with a regular camera. It looks like a monkey on top of my head. Grover Cleveland, the 22nd and the 24th president, DNA right over here, 55. What happened is the alphabet, everything shifts on number 3 and 4. So when you get to the 23rd president, in which interrupted Grover Cleveland, it was actually also a switching of the cubes, because the 23rd letter, okay, is W. The reverse of the 23rd letter is D4. When you get to the 24th letter, it is your X. Since when do you go back to your X? And when you get to the 24th letter, the reverse is 3. It becomes standard. The X is now standardized. Now, why am I having, oh, because it's up against the paper. Anyways, this is another thing about the cube. When the cube is sitting on its butt, you know, here you'll have the R, S, Q, P, O. And one thing is, I'm not sure if you were here before, if you've seen this before. I didn't read your comment. I just want to tell you about this, is that the French, you have to remember, French and English. It's got to be French and English. It's a must. I do a little Spanish, and we have to do all the languages of the world, because some of the language just implement themselves into play. One of the things is that the number 7, 8, and 9 will all happen 9 times in language. The French language ends at number 69. The French language does not go any further than 69 and 31 is 100, but 69 and 41 creates a perfect 10-10 world. 11. What is 11? It's a 10-10 world. That's where your creation comes from. 10-10. Anything that is alone will go with anything that is on the outside. 8 is not really existent because your doors are only over here. You don't walk through the corner of the house. The corner of the house is used for measurement, where Jesus and Moses and Noah had a lot in common. They all built and they all did something with water. So we're going to jump off of that. This is the way the Pythagorean count comes in, and we must use our basic calculation of 147. These are our basic cycles. 1 month, 4 months, 7 months of 31 days, 4 months of 30 days, 1 month of 28 days. To the 28 days cycle of the passing, 55. 1 and 6, 7, 3 and 4, 7, 9 and 4, 13, 7 and 6, 13, 7 and 6, 13, 1 and 6, 7. That is the way the Mayan calendar cycles work. I'm just trying to see where it is on my wall. I don't know where it is on my wall. Oh, it's not on my wall. It's over here. They worked in 7s and 13s, and they create this off the roulette board. This is all 7 and 13s connected. 9 and 4 is 13. 7 and 6 is 13. 6 and 1 is 7. 4 and 3 is 7. And anything that cuts through the center, 5, 2, and 8, is not marked right over here, but that will be the passing through the center when 5 and 2 connect together. Yeah, I'm going to get something in a second. I just want to see if I missed anything. Yes, so 7, 8, and 9. So this is 63. This is 72, and this is 81 Venus. This is high gate birth of man through the gateway of what is Jupiter and Uranus. Jupiter and everything, the 9th planet. I either can call it by the planet, I'll call it by the number, but how do you get number 9? 5 and 4, 9, 6 and 3, 9, 7 and 2, 9, 1 and 8, 9. 1 and 8 comes as a package. Here is 1 and 8. Here is 2 and 7. Here is 3 and 6. Here is 4 and 5. Where there's 4 voided spaces and 5 dots. Where there's 6 dots and 3 voided spaces. Where there's 2 dots and 7 voided spaces. You can't make a mistake with this, but you can make a mistake with this because you don't know if it's 5 and 4 or if it's 4 and 5. So they might have to call on a different letter in order to call out what it is. 5D. 5D for 5 dots, or 5V. And the funny thing about D and V is it's 0, 4, and 22. It's the same thing, same family. So yes, in French, what happens is they say 60 as 60, and then they'll say 9. So they'll be saying 9. And 9 is part of the 2 times 4, 2 plus 4, also as well as 5E as 9I, as an EI, what is O Mars. You ever hear of Area 51? Or how about Area 52? This one is Mars, and this one is Earth. So yes, when you get to 70 in French, you're going to say 60 and 10. When you get to 80 in French, you're going to say 4 times 20. When you get to 90 in French, you're going to say 4 times 20 and 10. So everything stops in French at 69. It's a little bit different. You see, in English, in French, you have première. Okay? And everything else is the same. After première, everything is the same. But in English, you have first, you have second, you have third, you have fourth, and then you are all the same until the 20th, and then
this special number comes back right over here. So in level 2, what is on the outside of what is on the inside. Just thinking like that, like the 5 area, 21st. 21st is U, first is A and U. Everything is between A and U. 1 and 3. What is Menu? I'm tired. There's a lot to do. I didn't do very much in the Zodiac. There's also one little thing you have to note, that this and this are not the same. That this is 9-4 and that this is 4-1. Why is this 9-4? Because in order to create it, I need to pick off 9 dotted corners to create it, to create 4 boxes. And this one, all I have is 4 dots to create 1 box. But another thing is 168 hours in the week plus 1 equals to 13 by 13. And the flip side of that is 14 by 14 equaling to 196. And what the ironic thing about this is this is the exact division of where the alphabet splits. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. May I ask, like, whereabouts are you guys from, or where are you from? Okay, thanks for your gifts. I wish you could open and teach as mystery school to us youth at Pythagoras, to us youth as Pythagoras. Well, I listen, I'm here to do this as often as I could, whatever I could. I'm never sure where to start, but from what I see so far, if you're still here, this for me, this connects everything. Everything connects. How can it not connect? It's a word. If it's a word, maybe I'll just take a 5-minute. Oh no, it's late. If it's a word's got letters. A 1-letter word, a 2-letter word, a 3-letter word, a 4-letter word. If it's a 3-letter word, it's Venus. If it's a 2-letter word, it has to do with the sun. It has to do with the DNA. It has to do with the birth. Everybody knows that alpha, beta, 1 and 2 is where basic creation came in. I just want to show you this one thing like I did before. How can we just get this on paper? Can I get this on paper? Because for me, this is a little freaky, you know? And on the 6th day, animal DNA, human DNA, and God. So on the 6th day, they brought in animal DNA and human DNA and a God. And then they brought the spirit of man in. S is the 19th letter, as A and I is, as to what J and D is. This is a sham. All these words have been chosen in rotation. 4th is telling us about the half-life. This, when B and R comes in, they're telling you about the king and the queen, and they're telling you about separation. ING has to do with the cube and the sun cube. 7 and 14 is the pole in the ring, and the I is the sun cube. This is the sun cube, the birth and the sun cube, the king and the queen. 2 and 18, because in capital letters, this will redesign into 12 and 13. So on the 6th day, animals DNA, humans DNA, 19 and 19. That's what it says. This is where does this come from? Firefox last week. This is about creation. And then darkness again. This is a connection of the suits and the sun. And he is number 13. Where does 85 fit in? Where does night fit in? See, they made day and night, but they said darkness and night. This one is 58. The difference is 33. That's a rotation. But there's 2 differences in here. Sorry. There's 2 differences. You see, 33 will create 91, but if I minus it, I have 47.
So I have time of Jesus and energy. Time, Jesus, energy comes into that. This one is the one spirit to either, it could be the DNA. What I do is when I see an 8, I'm going to right away imply that there is a 1. The other way to make 8 is also to understand what you can create to be 8. 1 and 7, 2 and 6, 3 and 4, but it's in the first position. So is there another way to do this, being in the first position? Yeah, so there's all kinds of things going on, all kinds. Anyways, Raphael, just going to give you a heads up on what it might look like in here a little bit. This is what you get when you study the alphabet. This is what shows up when you study the alphabet. This is the house of arts and entertainment, the same way the world is. You chose to have a free world. And by not choosing properly, and over time and broken telephone, everything breaks down to the situation we are in today. So one last thing, if you've never seen this before, I'm going to get a drink, and if you want, I will explain to you the floor. I think I'm going to try and see how can I, so let me refocus this. I don't know why the Zoom won't work. But anyways, I'm going to explain to you the floor. I'm just going to go get a drink and explain the floor. One part of the floor, I don't think you can see out over here, but just give me a minute. Let me get a little bit of a drink, and it's late at night. Okay. I'm going to do it real quick. See if we got this here properly. First of all, I'm not sure if you can see, there's an X over here. And then you come a little bit further, and there's a Y. And then there's an X, and then there's a Y. So it's XY 49, XY 49, 98. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, 21. Then over here is 23. So the opening and the closing of this area is 14 and 23. So if you move over, you're going to see that there's a cube over here where I traveled down from number 14 and I took on number 17 to create this cube. You can also take on the bottom dot and invert this and create it with number 20. I created this one with Q coming down. The what would look like a mirror on both sides is not actually a mirror. What it is this happens exactly again here twice. It happened here once, it happened here twice. Therefore, this is not finished, but only the skeleton. And I should drop down further. There are 36 here. I'm assuming in the next one, I should flip this over and put another 36 or continue the same sequence. If I flip it over as 72, I will create another cube-like over here in this area over here, where as you look, Y and X came together. Y and X came together. The cube is between Y and X, and if these are chromosomes, this is the 21.33 void cube. 21.33 void. There's 54 total in here. 21 and 33. 21 and 33. 21 and 33. 21 and 33. One basic Pluto cycle, and a total of 144 or 144.0. 1440 minutes in a day. We only have one day. 2 days is 288. So we either have a 288 and a 144. If we're talking about the ring and we're talking about Venus 2, we'll have 2 times 144. So that'll be 288 and 144 will create 432, which is our vibration. The fourth cycle will create 5760. 144, 1440 minutes in a day is where I'm going right now. You take 3 days, there's 432. Okay, 4,320. In 4 days, there's 5,760 minutes. 5,760 on the Hebrew calendar in years equals to the year 2000. So every 4 years is a reset cycle. Because of the Hebrew calendar explaining maybe 5760 in years, I'm bringing it down to the minutes in a day and micro-sizing this. So this is the basic of roulette. So now when I bring the 2 boards together, you start to see what is the octagon, 8. So the 8 is bringing 36 and 36 and 36 together. And you can see the 4 zeros, these are black. All these are black. And then in between, looks like the turtle, right? They're plugged up in between. Here is 17 and 20 connected over here. And when it's joining to this area over here, this is a void empty space. And the empty space numbers that are filled in, okay, are the black numbers on the edge of 1 through 36. This is number 34. This one is 33. This one is 33. This one is 31. This one is 31. You notice the way there's a diamond-shaped cut? Because 26 and 29 and 28 and 31 are 4 blacks that come together, not like any other. And then it does the same thing here, and it creates this arrow-like Y split shape. These are all obligations off what you see as your betting pattern on the board. Before we end this, well, this here is when they took the penny off the market in Canada, and you had to pay, the first payment was at a nickel, and that would be 3 cents, 4 cents, 5, 6, and 7. And then it would be 8 cents, 9 cents, 10, 11, and 12. So that would be, and then there's the binary code one. Oh, I just stepped on something, whatever it was. Oh, okay. And then there's binary code right over here. This is, let me see, this is the binary code over here. And there's also one for pi. There's also one for pi. I had my drink. Oh boy, that's big. I don't want to see me that big. Yeah, I want to make it small. Well, you know what? I've been at this 11, how many years am I here? Since 2010. They take off some videos. They block some of my videos for no reason at all. So whatever I say, they're not too happy showing my videos off. I've had more views with 20 people on Odyssey. In fact, I have one video on Odyssey with 1,200 views about a rabbit and 30 views on YouTube. So go figure it out. I'm on Odyssey 1 year. I'm in YouTube 11 years. Yeah, I drew all of it myself. It's all basically the floor. It's just a bunch of dots, and I'm just connecting. I'm just connecting the truth. You can't get away from the truth. Some of this stuff is just art. You know, just some of it is thought. Computers have to run with cold.
Computers need cold, they need current, they need movement. Who better for cold and movement than expressing yourself with an elephant? So then we might think about the Flintstones, which you can think of the Bam Bam and Pebbles. Bam Bam crushes the rocks and turns them into pebbles. Everything that's ever been in our childhood, for me, I think has something to do with creation, and they've been just passing on the word, waiting for somebody to figure the whole thing out, because it's arts and entertainment, this whole thing. The numeric value for Earth is number 52. The numeric value for Mars is number 51. You can go 25 or 52, it doesn't matter. But 52 and 52 on 2 cubes is 104, and it's communication. It means I understand, I hear you. We're communicating. Roger in CB codes, because our creation is number 23 BC. It's AD BC. Both of them create 55. And in words, it would be sky pass. The word sky is 55. And in fact, it's a painted sky, because in French, they say ciel, and it's spelled CIL, and CIL is a paint company. So now I know it's a painted sky, and we're not actually seeing what we're supposed to see, according to how I read into the numbers. I just got something in my foot. Give me something to figure out. If you want to know, like number 1, number 4, and number 7, when divided by 3, the answer will be 0.333, 1.333, and 2.333. What comes before number 1? Before number 1 on 0.333, it's going to be 0.25. When things are divided by 4, you get 0.25. When things are divided by 3, where everything becomes standard, you get 0.33 and 0.66. But when things are cut in half, you get 0.5. So it's cut in quarters, 4, or cut in half, 0.5. If it's in 3 parts of 3s, then it's 3, 3, and 6, 6. And I got something in my foot, which really bugs me. I'm not sure if you can understand it. So what I do is I divide all my numbers by 3, or I'll multiply all my numbers by 3. In fact, part of the Mayan cycle calculation, I don't remember exactly what it is. It was dividing by 7, and I think it was dividing by 7, 9s, and 3s. The other thing is, if you divide any number by 7, you're always, unless it's something to do with 7, unless it's something to do with 7, 14, 21, 28. Forget about 7. 7 and any number of the cycle will never have a decimal point to it. Anything adding up to 7, 14, 21, 28. So any number divided by 7 will always give you the same result, which is 147258 in any order, and will never include and always exclude 3, 6, and 9. Dividing any number by 3, as to the way we see it on the calculator, 147 will give you 1.33, 2.3, 2, 5, and 8 divided by 3 will be 0.666, and 3, 6, 9 will be naturally just 1, 2, and 3. The alphabet has to be shifted. According to the design that I did on the floor, even though the X and Y, when we start from number 1 going over to 36 in roulette, it starts off with an X in the design, but it finishes with a Y. So I thought to shift the alphabet to where the center of the alphabet goes over the cube. In this situation, I would move the alphabet from A1 over to F6, and where Z will end on number 31, because the true polarity of the D cycle, or the inverted cycle, will be either in Mars or in Saturn. So 6 will be Mars, will be Saturn, and when you end at 31, 3 plus 1, 4, that will be like ending in Mars, noting that it's Mars DC. Man creates AC/DC. And the reason I say man, because you don't become man, and you do become man at the age of 13 on the 169th moon. And on the 169 moon, in order to create the game of Monopoly, you need 169 individual squares and always use quadrille paper. You can't go, if you have a single area space and you want to draw a line on quadrille paper in between a single area space, the only way to do it is like this, because every builder knows in order to do measurements, in order to be exact, you have to go from corner to corner. I'm not really sure where to go next. We have to work with obligations. It's got to be simple. We can't have very many big instruments because the children weren't brought here with big instruments. We were brought here to use the basic knowledge that we were given, the small, the ABCs, the 1, 2, 3s. Another thing, I'm not sure if you know that the numeric value for Mars is 51. Its inverted value, which means the inverted alphabet, is, let's say, Z26 inverted to A1, noting that the alphabet ends on number 8. So what is actually going on? Should I be using A to Z and then Z to A and then say I need to use both alphabets and forget about A to M and just go N all the way to Z and Z down to N and forget about the other alphabet? I don't want to get into that right now. But anyways, just to note that if I needed to shift the alphabet, my first shift is where A moves into the F position. The inverted alphabet to Mars is going to say Heinz 57, and through the letters of HINZ, it will create Union Jack. Union equaling to 73 or Nibiru, Jack equaling to 25 or Earth. E for England, F for French, 5 and 6 is part of the creation of day. Okay, I'm just going to show you this one picture, the Star of David, and the obligation for its placement in this design using 10 numbers. How high can I go and how low can I go before the two triangles pull apart? What numbers show up is the story that's going to be told. Is there any other questions? Because I had 2.5 hours and it's a little late here in Canada. It's 12:41. And yeah, and I also have my channel running either on Facebook, but I'm trying to support Odyssey. I'm not sure if it's working on Rumble. I can really use someone to either set me up a site or try and help me figure out, or I have to take more time. I'm so busy doing one thing that I've never put my head into the set up the proper microphone and camera and the whole shebang. And I feel like I'm working through the dinosaur age with all my books and stuff. But unless you work hands-on and have everybody else work it out for you, you're not going to get anywhere. There was one piece I wanted to do before the end, and I'm going to post this. This is something I use. I want to build my own. What you see here, whoop. Now that is really freaky. Copy. Paste. Okay, this is a gematria calculator. There's a lot of changes I'd like to make to it. Okay, here. Just before we go. Out of the word Aries, we have 5-letter words. Arise, raise, serray. 4-letter words in Aries. 3-letter words in Aries. This is where Jupiter comes in. Jupiter, Mars, Earth, Venus. We can also go that this is Neptune, and this is Uranus, and this over here is Saturn, and this over here is Jupiter. Which way do you want to go the planets?
Do you want to call Pluto 1 and Mercury 1? Or do you want to call Jupiter 1? Right? Because we can restructure the numeric values for the planets. Right? We can call Jupiter 1. Then we're going to go Mars, Saturn 2, 2. And then we're going to go Uranus and Earth 3, 3 in rotation. Right? And don't forget Ape 22 and TV is 20, 22. Then we're going to go to Uranus, and then we're going to go to Neptune, and that's 4. And then we're going to go to Venus, and that's 4. So in the mass of the division of day and night and the gateway, Venus and Neptune will create day and night and the ring. So when you do this, okay, you have the center here, then you have this connect, and then you have this connect, and then you have this connect. And then Jupiter is the antenna for everything. But there's other ways to connect this too, don't forget. I'm not going to get into that because there's the 10, the 10, the 13, and the 16, which means 9 and 1 connect 10, 2 and 8 connect 10, 3 and 7 connect 10, 4 and 6 connect 10. 4 and 9 is the smallest to connect 13, where 7 and 6 is the greatest to connect 13, where 8 and 5 is the in-between to connect 13, where 9 and 7 is the biggest to connect 16, where 8 and 8 Pegasus purple to connect 16. And then how can I connect 1? This is 1 and 2. But there's ways to get to these numbers through the star system, like 9 and 1 will come together through the fabrication of number 13. This one will show up. Number 28 is what will create 12 and 08 because of mathematics. This will end up to be the E world in the cycle of Pluto. This is female heaven, E5. Mathematics, it's going to be 8, 2, and 8, 3 in this one. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 is 2 and 3. So you get to go 8, 2, and 8, 3. These two divide up. Multiplication and addition. So anyways, this is the way. And then the last one is Mercury and Pluto. And if we're using that as the outside, they become 55, and that's your freedom. Mercury, Pluto is your freedom. Mercury, Earth, Jupiter, Pluto. Or we can work it 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. And then if it was 1, 1, you'd have 1, 1, 11 creation from Mercury and Pluto. So both ways, it is your freedom and it is your creation. Pluto and Mercury working together. Pluto is everything and Mercury is everything.
Good night. I'll be back here tomorrow. I got 8,000 videos. I started from scratch in the middle of the night. Actually, 9 o'clock, about 9 o'clock at night in the year 2005. I think it was a Thursday night. It was May. It was the 5th month of 2005. All the 5 lines up, even my birthday. And a lady appeared in the sky wearing a blue dress and somehow told me something. I don't know what it was. It's a crazy night. Looked it up online, and same thing it told me was exactly what was online, and I printed it, and it disappeared by now, but I still have the printout. In 2009, somebody took a picture of me, and there was a monkey on my head. I always called it the rhesus monkey. Right over here, or over here. In 2008, I got a ticket for sitting on a park bench. Sitting on a park bench. In 2009, I got a ticket for driving my car and drinking a coffee. In 2009, 2010, I was sent a book from a company called Extra Normal that did not exist until 2012 online. I had my book 2009, 2010 from the company. And so on and so forth. Very funny things have been happening. The musical notes of life. Here's the Monopoly card. What we don't see and what we see. Different ways to maneuver and manipulate the numbers on the Tesla energy grid. And there's cubes inside of these. I lost my picture, but there's a couple of cubes missing. But that's going to be it for the night. Another 3-hour video. Very tough. Thank you, David, for being here. If you have any questions, my email is that's my email. And I had a saying in one of my videos. This is what I said in one of my, I'm going to take this, I'm going to post it. 1 second. Where am I over here? Okay, I just want to post something. Let me see if I can see this. Share this link. Share the link. Just trying to see if I can. You want to see part of the apartment. I've made changes since then, and this is just one of the videos of what the apartment looks like about. Yeah, okay. Peace and love. We are coming into the new cycle. What we are going through right now is this moon I call the Romulan moon. The moon is over. They need to switch whenever they need to switch inside the moon to move on. It is impossible. You cannot change the light. This planet is moving out into a new district of area space. It does this every so often, just in case the planet gets hijacked, as our planet has been hijacked according to what is monopoly. Okay, our planet has been hijacked. So every so often we move out of the area space, breaking all the old vines. So they must go and put up all these satellites and do all kinds of crazy things that make absolutely no sense. But nobody will ever believe or understand that, because nobody understands what the word of creation is all about. And we have to work hard to figure it out. It's a science, and science doesn't pay. But science is what we do every day in life. Thinking is a science. Logically taking a decision is a science. I'm not going to say any more. I'm just too tired. Thank you for watching this video.